Welcome to another Liquid Bullet production. Joining us today is Miss Kelly Mclean, daughter of Lenny Mclean. Thanks for coming, Kelly.
Oh, you're welcome.
You right, Kelly?
Yeah, I'm fine.
So Kelly, I'm just going to start with, also you're the author, you wrote the book, My Dad, the Governor.
That's right.
I'm just going to fire a few questions at you to begin with.
Okay.
What was your earliest memory of your father?
My first memory of my dad was probably at Christmas time. I can remember going to bed, me and my brother. My brother always woke up early, about 5 o'clock the next day. And he came in and got me and went, quick, 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 let's see if Santa's been. So we went into the front room and there wasn't one present on the floor. So we ran down to my mum and said, we haven't got anything, Santa's not been. So she said, hold on a minute, and I think I can hear him. So my dad went, yeah, I think he's running late. I said, and all you could hear was obviously afterwards was this person running up down the stairs all out of breath. Obviously it was my dad, wasn't it, putting all the presents down. He said, quick, quick, he's come. And we went in there, it was like Hamleys. I mean, there wasn't you couldn't see the carpet or nothing, you know, it was packed with presents. So we was quite happy after that one. I'd say probably that was one of my earliest memories.
Ones.
Sounds like a good one as well, didn't it, with presents?
Yeah, I wish I had them now.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So obviously your father was got a hard man image. Everyone knows about his fighting and his lifestyle. But was there a softer side to your dad? Is there any stories you could tell us about the softer side to him? Oh
God, yeah. I mean, even though he was, I suppose, feared by many, he was such a funny bloke as well, and he was a caring bloke, and all he wanted for me and my brother is that we had everything. You know, I've got all goosebumps when I talk about him.
Was you spoiled?
We was spoiled, but I would certainly say that I wasn't spoiled as much because I never really asked for a lot. I was one of them, it didn't really bother me. You know, so I didn't really ask for a lot, so I would say, I suppose, I mean, he got me stuff, you know, that, you know, every girl has and things like that, and it did spoil me, I suppose, when I got to 17. Like, I've never, ever done an MOT because my dad got me a brand new car every 3 years. So, I don't know, is that spoiled?
Certainly looked after.
Yeah.
So obviously your dad had quite a fighting history, sort of a career of fighting. Did you ever witness any injuries from your dad, sort of post-fights, after he'd had the fight, sort of coming home?
The only injury I can ever remember was his fist. They were swollen and bruised. So he'd have hot and cold. So hand in ice, hand in hot water.
Just reduce the swelling and stuff.
Never ever, like I've said before, I've never seen any marks on his face. I have no idea why. He had a little bit of a crooked nose as he got older. I have no idea where that come from because he's never ever been hit in the face.
Yeah. How did that make you feel when he was sort of see his hands swollen and stuff?
Do you know what? I never took no notice.
No.
Because, you know, out there, outside the house, they think that, obviously, you know, my dad is Lenny Mclean The Guv'Nors. He's got this massive presence. But, you know, indoors, he was just my dad.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't see him in that way.
Yeah, cool.
You know?
I'll just ask you, Kelly, what's it like being able to watch your father now, like on the telly, in the films, looking back on the screen, and sort of, has it made you proud of what he achieved in his life?
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, and what you've got to remember is everything he did, he did that. He never worked for a company with loads of people around him. It was just him on his own. And, you know, and I am proud of him because he come from nowhere and he made something of himself. And to watch him on telly, I never, ever get bored of it. And his fights, I mean, I can just watch them over and over and over again, you know. And I am very proud of what he achieved. I just wish he was here now to see.
Yeah, cool. So everyone is still fascinated with all the unlicensed boxing and all the fighting career. Could you just talk us a little bit about his fighting career?
So when I was a child, obviously, he'd go out and do the unlicensed boxing. But like I said in the other question, I didn't see him like that, you know. So to us, he was just our dad. He was just coming. I didn't really take no notice if he had injuries and stuff like that. Like I said, only the hot and cold. But yeah, so he'd train. He was always fit, my dad. So when a fight come up, it wasn't like he had to do extra training because he always went out there and trained. He was always running and everything. So I suppose that was just the run up. And
so it's just like an everyday life. He's
yeah,
training and
yeah. I mean, he never really had to sort of train for a fight. I suppose the stamina side of it, he had to. He might have done sprints and stuff like that over Vicky Park. But other than that, he was just fit all the time.
Yeah, so all round sort of training all the time.
Yeah.
There's still so much interest in your dad's life, but how does this affect your own life? Does it impact you at all by the interest in the media?
It has done, yeah, because I've got a site open, the Facebook site. I think I opened it about 6 years ago, and I opened it because I didn't realise how big my dad still was, and I didn't dream in a million years that I would get nearly 30,000 members following me, and I get messages daily on Messenger. And it did take over my life, yeah. And I was on that Facebook every night. I was up till 3 in the morning answering all messages because I answer them all personally, the messages, you know. And they are inspiring messages, don't get me wrong. But it just took over my life, and that wasn't fair in here because, you know, it's not fair on my children.
Impacting your own family time.
Yeah. So now, I mean, I was on the site quite a lot. Now I only do a Friday. So I go on my site on a Friday night. And it seems to have made me be in a better place, that I'm not panicking about the site. I do have 2 fantastic admins, Tony Turner and George Page. So thank you guys for helping me keep my dad's memory alive.
Marvellous. What is the funniest memory you've got of your father? There's probably a few over the years.
Do you know what? There is so many. You know, it's hard to put your finger on one. I can remember one, and this was my mate Karen. So she used to stay at my house a lot, and it was about 6 o'clock the next day, and he's gone into the bedroom where she is, and he's just literally tipped the bed upside down. And he went, "Oh, are you awake, Karen? That's nice to see. You wouldn't mind making me a cup of tea, would you, babe?" And said, "Don't tell Valerie I woke you up." Exactly what he'd say to her. So I'd say that was probably a funny one to say, yeah.
Yeah. So Kelly, can I just ask a little bit, what inspired you to write your own book?
Right, like I said, I didn't realise how big my dad still was. When he died, I just went out of the scenes. And then when I opened my site and the messages I got, I thought, do you know what, let's let people see the other side of my dad, the caring side. Also, there is, you know, stories in there of him, like of us walking on eggshells. But I wanted to tell my story. I get recognised because I'm Lenny Mclean's daughter. I don't want that. I want to be recognised for my story and for my suffering and what I've been through. And obviously my dad's books helped a lot of people like go down the right road and helped them with their mental health. So what I wanted to achieve from my book was that I've helped people, and I have achieved that because I get messages now, not about my dad, I get messages about my book, how it's helping people. So I have actually achieved what I wanted to out of this book.
Yeah.
And there's some stories in there that are untold as well. So
can we just step on the book a little bit? Just tell us a little bit about it and sort of a little touch on what's in there.
Well, at the beginning, let's hold it up again. At the beginning of the book, it just goes through all my memories of me and my dad, and you know, my mum and Jamie, and then it goes on to my dad's illness, and stuff like that, and it goes on to my life now, and what happened to me. So, and it's quite a lot. I've been through a lot in life, and I do keep bouncing back up. It is a struggle. And it just tells you what I've been through, and I tried to commit suicide. That's in my book, but I'm still here now, and I don't want to die. I want to live, and if I can help anyone by me posting and by me promoting this, anyone that's got any issues and they've read my book, and I've helped them, then for me, I've achieved what I wanted to. And the book as well for my girls, because I've had a bad start in life. I think it'd be hard for me to actually tell them what and how, and so I think if they read it, that'd be better for them.
Yeah, like an understanding.
Yeah, and it's definitely been therapeutic to me, because I work with children, and for me to actually, you know, stand up and write in my book what has happened to me, I think that, you know, that's a good thing. If I can help others by that, then yeah.
So Kelly, we just touched on there, you said about sort of troubles in your life and stuff. Can I just ask a little bit about your sort of troubles, and you mentioned suicide as well? Yeah,
I mean, when I tried to commit suicide, I never had my children. I wasn't born. It was just, I mean, I clashed a bit with my dad growing up, but when he passed away, it cut me up so bad that I started self-harming and everything. So I was punishing myself a bit because I was still alive and he wasn't. And then I just couldn't handle it one night. I just took loads of tablets, and I literally wanted to go to the toilet, so I got up to walk to the toilet, and I literally collapsed in the passage, and I thought, yeah, this is working. And then the next day, my mum came round, and she knocked on the door, and she seen me through the letterbox. And luckily she got in, and obviously she woke me up. I either didn't take enough, or she'd woke me up, because I think you'd probably commit suicide going to like a deep sleep and not wake back up.
Yeah, so you probably came at the right time then.
Yeah, and I did leave a note. And it's funny because my mate said, you know, just before your mum died, she gave me that note back. She kept it all them years.
Really?
And that, yeah. But I'm glad, you know, I'm glad I didn't succeed. I mean, I've got two beautiful children.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, so that's why that's why I've written the book. Because if anyone's thinking down that road, please just read the book. Read up to that stage where I got, and I'm still here.
Yeah, just fighting through it, a bit of inspiration.
That's it.
There for
and the thing is, the more you fight through, the stronger you get.
So Kelly, now you've come out the other side of the suicide. What's your life like now, and how does it still affect you in any way?
Not the suicide bit. I ain't got them thoughts like anymore. I don't self-harm either. And my life at the moment, this present day is good, but the last couple of years I have been up and down with my bipolar tablets. They've not been working, and I also get bullied at work, but it's mental bullying. It's not physical bullying. So last couple of years I've had a rough time of ups and downs, but I can certainly say that this side of Christmas, on my new medication, I'm doing really well, and I actually enjoy life.
Yeah.
You know, and there's things I want to do, and that. But looking back, I've come through a lot, and I do get knocked down, but I also get back up.
Yeah. Can I just ask you? Obviously, we've just been through a lockdown, a pandemic. How did that take on your sort of mental health, being locked in and not being able to get out and stuff?
Do you know what? It didn't really affect me.
Oh, really?
No, because I'm one of them. You know, if you're going to get it, you're going to get it. I don't worry about things like that. I think you've got one life. I think you should live it the way you want to live it.
Yeah.
And it didn't really affect me because I go training, I go work and come home. I don't really do anything else. You know, so if anything, I loved it. Because really, I'd liked it that everyone else was stuck in. It was just nice and peaceful. Yeah,
because some people that don't suffer mental health said they were feeling the strain by being stuck in stuff.
Yeah, see, I like my own company, so I was fine. Yeah. It's just I feel sorry for the kids because they can't go out, can they? And I think mentally it affects kids more than the adults. Yeah.
So Kelly, can I just go back to a little bit of your childhood? Can we just get a bit of information, sort of where you was born, where you grew up and stuff?
Well, I was actually born in Oxton, but I actually grew up in Roman Road.
Yeah.
Just normal childhood, loads of friends and everything, just that, you know, out playing, having fun. Never really any issues went on when we were younger, you know, so yeah, I had quite a good upbringing.
Yeah, and what sort of age did you sort of realise that your dad was sort of becoming a big household name?
I think it was quite late in age, like late teenaging years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like I said, I didn't realise that he was so big. I mean, people go, his hands are like shovels, and I looked and went, really? And it ain't since he's died that I looked and thought, yeah, his hands do look like shovels, they're massive. But he didn't look that big to me.
Yeah, I suppose if you've been brought up with that from day one,
he's just dad, isn't he? At the end
well,
of the
yeah, he's
day,
walking about indoors in his pants. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
He never wore anything else
Every
apart
dad
from his
does
pants.
that,
Yeah,
not
didn't
just
they?
me, we all do that.
Yeah, different colour ones, you know. But it weren't till, I suppose, there was a big group of us, and then my mates, oh, let's go up and see your dad and things like that, you know. And also I got jumped when I was younger by 2 people, and that's when I think it clicked, like how powerful he is, when I went and got him. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that story or not?
Well, yeah, I can do. I'll just brief over it because, you know, it is in my book as well. I can remember walking on the street and these 2 people come up to me and they said something. So I didn't take no notice. But I always walked about with my hands in my pockets. I don't know if that's when you were younger, a teenager, it's a flash walk. And he come back, the bloke and the girl, and they pulled the jacket over me and they jumped me. And I had to go and get my dad. But if you want to know the rest of the story,
Buy the book.
get the book.
So your dad obviously worked on the doors in London as well.
Oh, do you know what? That was the best times. Because
I was going to say, did you used to go to clubs and get the VIP treatment?
Oh yeah, every time. I never queued up. Go straight to the front. Go in VIP area. I can remember actually one night I was in Emporium, and they got like these massive poles where they did have in there, and got like dancers up the top. So when one of the dancers come down, I climbed up there, and I was up there dancing for about an hour. All I can hear is my mate shouting. I come down and went, what? They went, your dad's walking through the club. I went, don't tell him I was up there, because they had a thing about heights. Yeah. And I did say, I said, oh, when I feel cold when I was dancing, my mate went, well, of course you would, your skirt fell off 3 hours ago. I didn't even know.
So when you was in the club when your dad was working the door, did you have to be on your best behaviour for his sake, or did you sort of get away with murder?
I'll get away with murder with my dad, but I was always best behaved anyway. All I was interested in is going out and having a dance.
Yeah.
You know, and coming home. I never really got caught. If I got caught up in an argument, I could always handle myself.
Yeah.
So I never really got him and made any bother in the clubs that he was minding. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. What doors did your dad work on in London?
I know he worked on one in Brixton, but I can't remember what that one was called. That was when he first started working on the doors that I'm aware of. I know he worked on the doors when I was younger, but I can't remember what they were called. And then he went on to, I think it was the Cannon Palais, then the Hippodrome, and then the last one after the murder charge was Cairo's.
Yeah. There was an incident on the door where didn't your father get shot at working on the door?
Yeah, he got shot, but they shot him, I think, through the glass door. I think it was a 12-barrel shotgun, so I think if the glass door wouldn't have been there,
might have been a different result.
Well, exactly, yeah. But I can remember because the other doorman passed out and fell downstairs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so when the ambulance came, they walked straight past my dad and thought that bouncer had been shot. My dad just walked straight to the hospital with all his backside hanging out. Because it blew off one of the cheeks of his bum.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah.
And he just walked to the hospital?
Yeah, he just walked past the doorman that was on the floor collapsed. All the ambulance men are looking at him. My dad just walked straight to the hospital, yeah. He had so much inner strength, was unbelievable. You know, he never felt nothing.
I've been shot with a paintball gun and that hurts enough.
Yeah.
I'm over my bum cheek going, ah! So yeah, that must be quite a terrible thing. So Kelly, can I just ask, did your dad ever embarrass you any time?
Oh my God, there's too many.
That's a question and a half, that one, isn't it?
Oh, I can remember this. I remember 2 things actually. I'll tell you the 2 things. So I was running late for school, and my dad said, "Oh, I'll drop you." So I've never let my dad drop me to school ever, but I needed to get to school, so I said, "Okay, all right." So he's now took my mum's Mini, so you can imagine the size of it.
Just about fitting in there,
well, he's got the front seat out. I just sat on the back seat and drove a minute. So I went, oh, they've already gone in. So I said, don't worry, he's gone straight through the gates with the Mini, got straight up to the entrance of the school, and you can actually see the assembly. All right, and he said, there we go, girl. He went, I knew I'd get you on time. I literally crawled out. I went straight over the gate and back home again crying. Because he thought it was funny, but I didn't. No.
Well, what about when you're sort of getting older and you're approached by boys or, potential boyfriends? Did they... was they put off by who your dad was?
Yeah, definitely. I can remember like being a teenager, and I wasn't really loud boyfriends. It's only silly stuff like around the flats. And I could remember this boy. I just come out of my flat, and I can remember him walking along the landing. I said, "Where are you going?" He said, "I thought I'd knock for you. We're going for pie mash." I went, "Oh no, don't knock for me." I said, "Don't go out with me no more now." But I wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend.
Oh really?
No, yeah.
Oh.
And I have had sometimes people arrange to come around and pick me up, take me out on a date, and I have been stood up because I suppose they've realised who I was and thought, "Won't go around there meeting her dad for the first time." When I got older and I did start dating, I can remember going for a meal with my mum and dad, and he literally did not say a word through the whole meal. The only thing he did say, when he looked up, he looked at the bloke and he said, "If you hurt her, I'll kill you." And so that was just deadly silent for the whole meal after that. So that was a good one, yeah. But it's a shame because, it's a shame because if it would have been different, they could have come in and seen the other side of him.
Yeah.
You know?
I suppose he's looking out for you though.
Yeah, I suppose I'm his daughter and I.
Yeah, I suppose sort of most men are sort of like that anyway.
Oh, I'm dreading it when my two get older. I'll be vetting them as soon as they come in the door.
So how did you find you got sort of hangers on or people that sort of knew your dad was and sort of wanted to sort of name drop him and say they knew you and your dad?
Oh God, you get that all the time. The thing is though, I'm on it. I know exactly when they are like that, and I can't have people that are hangers on. You are what you are, and that's it. If anything, when I was younger, I used to make out and say, "Oh, my dad's a postman." Do you know what I mean? Just as a joke. Not that there's anything wrong in that. But yeah, you do get people that obviously just want to talk to you because of who you are. But I'm quite aware of that, and I've only got immediate people around me, really. Yeah. I've got Scott, the girls, and Karen.
What about when you was younger and you was going to the clubs and your dad was sort of running the clubs? Did you sort of find you had a following there?
Do you know what? I didn't really. I just had my own little mates.
Yeah.
And that it's now actually that.
Oh really?
Yeah, because obviously when my dad died for 20 years, I just got on with my life. I just went out clubbing it, and I didn't even do anything, didn't research nothing. I just thought, well, he's gone, he's passed away, that's it.
How old was you, Kelly, at the time?
I think I was 20. Might have been 27.
27.
I think I was.
Young,
I was 27. So I just thought, like, when anyone dies, everyone else's life just goes on, and I didn't realise that he had such a massive impact still. And it weren't till someone inboxed me and said they had a site that I've opened my own one.
Blimey.
So yeah.
I think even today, I think it's just constantly growing, isn't it? Like his name and who he is still out there in the public domain.
Well, this is like, so I've opened the site based on him, but I've got to truly say, my hand on heart, it is more me now. Like, the members are inboxing me and they're saying like how a genuine, honest person I am and how I've helped them. So even the site is really good. Yeah. So that helps others.
Can I just touch on there, Kelly? You said about sort of you helping people yourself. Is that through like mental health awareness and stuff like that? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I do. I try and help people with that. I help the knife campaign, change your knife, put down your knife. So I'm involved in that to try and stop knife crime. I'll do anything. I'll help anyone. But I definitely believe that I was put on this earth for a reason, and that's to help others. So I will never, ever, ever stop.
Yeah. Can I just go into a little bit more about that, Kelly? You said about you do a knife campaign. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I went to an event last year, and a boxing event, and I was meant to do a boxing match myself for charity.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it keeps getting cancelled, so I'm hoping that'll still be on, and because I should imagine that I'll pull the punters in.
Definitely, definitely.
And that
I want to film it.
There he is. You can get in the ring if you want, mate.
Thank you. Oh, no.
Yeah, so any way I can earn like any money for them, like sometimes they auction a couple of my books that I signed for. Anything, I'll do anything to help anyone. Do you know what I mean? That's just, I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah.
And I don't think people see that. Because when I was young, going back to when I was younger, I wasn't obviously on any medication. I didn't know I had bipolar. So I was a ticking time bomb. If I went at it, I could turn just at the drop of an hat.
Yeah.
But what you've got to remember is the public only see you in one way. They won't forgive and forget. So now I've moved, everyone round here knows exactly what I'm like, and they know that side, that nice side of me. and the caring side. But in the East End, people just assume that you're still like that.
Yeah.
When people can change.
Yeah, of course. Can I just touch on that for a little bit, Kelly? You said about the bipolar.
Yeah.
What age did you sort of realise, something was not going right?
Well, I've always had this weird head, and I just thought, well, it's the same as my dad's, because we didn't know that my dad had anything. We just thought he was born like it. It's his background. So I just thought, I'm born like it. It's my background. But then I got really bad with the self-harming. Again, I just said I didn't do it, but I did go back to self-harming. And I had to go and see mental health, and it takes 2 years to diagnose you with, I've got cyclothymia, which is a mild form of bipolar. But I think it's developed into bipolar 1, but because I'm on medication, they can't diagnose me with that.
How do they diagnose you for that? What sort of
You have
process
2
do you go
years of mental health appointments, and it's just the questions they ask you, what's going on in your head. Like I do erratic things, like it's got to come in, and there be no cupboards in the kitchen. I've took it down like a fitted kitchen, I'm rubbing it down and painting it. And I do stuff like that. I'll sit there and crochet all night long until my fingers can't move. And then I thought, this is not right. And
so it's a little bit sort of OCD type of...
Yeah, a little bit like that, but obsessive
Yeah.
one. Like if I like something, I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I got obsessed with shopping. Every day I was looking out the window because I knew there was going to be a van pull up with something I bought. Yeah, and it's stuff like that. So it does take, when people say bipolar, my doctor told it, no, it takes 2 years to assess you on it. And so that was at 42. So I'm 50 now, and I've only just gone on the right medication that suits me. So I've had 8 years.
So it's been a long process.
Oh, do you know what? It's been a fight. It's been hard work for 8 years, trying to, fight against my demons and the ups and the downs. I mean, I've got to be honest, all this week, lucky you didn't come in the week because I was so hypo, because they've cut my mood stabilisers in half. But I'm bouncing off every wall, and I'm forgetting stuff. Like when you ask me a question, I'll go into one and then I'll forget it.
Yeah.
I'm doing stuff like that, and that's making me aggressive. I'm getting aggressive with myself, so I've got a feeling my mood stabiliser's got to go up again.
Yeah. Do you find you have a sort of a low path that comes down as well if you're...
Yeah, when I hit a low point, I hit rock bottom, and then I go quiet. I don't ring anyone. So people, my closest family, know that.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Signs now.
Yeah, but other than that, I am quite, I'm quite upbeat. Like this bloke, his daughter comes to my after school club, and he bought my book and he read it, and he said to me he had to put it down for a little while. He said, because it's sad, because I know you. He said, I never knew that you went through all that.
So I suppose like mental health issues, you sort of sometimes suffer in silence, don't you?
Well, yeah.
Telling people. And...
That's exactly what you are doing. You are suffering in silence, and it's not fair. And this is why I brought the book out, because I want to help other people. Please don't sit in silence. Speak out. Speak up, and go out there and get help. Because I never thought that anything would help me. I've got a strong head, so to see a psychiatrist ain't gonna help. Ain't gonna do nothing. But it did, and I realised on the last couple of interviews, the appointments that I had with the mental health, I stopped crying. So each appointment, my crying was less. So it does work. So people need to go and get help.
So actually speaking out, talking about it helps.
Oh yeah, helps you. Yeah. It's like the abuse. I spoke out, and I've written about that. I work with children, and I want every children that happens to them. They need to speak out. Please don't just bottle it up, because who knows? This is probably why I self-harmed. After my mum and dad died, but it could have been down to that. Yeah,
so it definitely helps to be able to speak to people. Kelly, do you do anything for people if they're in that situation? Would you talk to them yourself, or?
If I could, yeah. I would, but a good thing is you've got to find some sort of hobby as well. You need to find something to do, to take, because if I ain't doing nothing, my brain starts playing tricks on me. So I train very hard every day. Otherwise you're sitting there. I don't watch telly, so I'll sit there and I'm looking at a wall thinking, what can I do next?
Yeah.
And then your mind plays tricks for you. So anyone out there that's suffering, you need to find some sort of little hobby and start off slowly, really.
Yeah. How did you find that sort of your mental health was like affecting you as a sort of teenager and through your teen years?
I don't really know, because I had the same sort of group of friends, so they didn't really say nothing to me. But as I got to, I suppose, 18 and 19, when I was out in clubs, you know, someone, I'd have to say something wrong to me, and I'd go straight on the turn, just like that. So that's
aggressiveness comes out.
Yeah, really bad. Yeah, so I should have known then, really, that there was something wrong.
I suppose it's a hard age though, because at that age you
think everyone's like it as well.
Yeah, and at that age when you start introducing alcohol,
yeah,
you get that sort of angry side comes out with alcohol.
Yeah, I have always tried not to go out and get drunk, because you've always got to have your wits about you. I've been brought up like that. Once someone knows you're drunk, they're going to tell you, babe.
Yeah, amen to that.
Yeah.
And and also I'd anorexic at that time, so if I just had one mouthful of wine, I was paralytic. Because obviously, exactly, yeah. So I was drunk with one glass of wine.
A cheap night out, yeah. I wish he was like that.
Yeah. Do you know what as well, going back to the mental health, I don't drink anymore now because of my bipolar, because it's a chemical balance in the brain. I've got to be honest, when I drink I don't really get drunk, so it's just a waste of money. So if I go out, I will drink on holiday, don't get me wrong, but I don't look no different. And I don't know if that is because of the bipolar, that I don't look no different, I don't know.
So I can just roll back, you said a little while ago about you bullying at work.
Yeah.
Can I just touch on a bit more detail of what that consists of?
Yeah, I've been bullied in work for probably the last 6 years. I did leave a few years ago. I'm still there doing another job. I do 2 jobs there. But I left the job where I get bullied at a couple of years ago, and I was asked to go back and help. When I went back, I really missed it, so I did go back. And all the bullying started up again. And I thought I could handle it because I'm strong. But eventually it dragged me down, you know, and it wore me out. So I ended up giving my notice in and I left. But, you know, the sad thing about this with all bullies, right, it is a shame, because you know what? They're obviously jealous of me. I don't know why. Would they want to live my life? I've been to hell and back. But they'll never get anywhere in life, these bullies. They'll always be middle of the road, and they have to remember that, you know, and it doesn't make them look bigger when they mentally bully people. So anyone out there that's being bullied, please go and get help. Don't let them get away with it.
Kelly, can I just ask you, have you got any regrets in life at all?
That's my regrets, isn't it? Yeah, my biggest regret, and I've said this before, is self-harming when my kids needed me the most.
Yeah.
You know, that is the only regret. I probably would have still self-harmed after my mum and dad died, but I wish it wasn't when they needed me. You know, and I never, ever, ever, like, let them down or anything, but they never knew that I was doing that. They know now, because I don't hide anything, but they knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
And I admitted something the other night to Scott, which he didn't know about. So I said to him that, you know, when I was self-harming, and he said, yeah. I said, you know, when the next morning I used to be frightened to go in the girls' bedroom, because I thought, I blank out, so I don't know that I'm doing it to myself, and I thought, I hope I ain't picked their skin. And you know, when you think, I just don't want to go in that bedroom in case I've hurt them, which I knew I never would have.
Yeah.
But there's still that horrible thought in the back of your head.
Back of your mind, in case you didn't know what you was doing.
Exactly, you know, and I love my girls to bits. I've never, ever, ever hurt them in any way.
Kelly, can I just, stepping on, moving forward a bit, what does your future hold for you? And would you consider going on to any of these TV shows that they do nowadays?
Oh, bless. Do you know what? I've really got to be honest. I would love to do Big Brother.
Really? Big Brother?
Yeah. I really want to go in Big Brother. I'm desperate.
You would smash it. You would absolutely smash it.
Well, of course I will, because I've got that ability to annoy people.
Yeah.
So I would probably do well with it.
Do you think you'd handle living in a room full of strangers for God knows how long?
Yeah. I'd absolutely love it, because, like, the thing is, like with me, I can't stop talking. So you can imagine them, we've had a drink, can't you? And then the next morning I'll be up at 5 o'clock doing all my exercises, all in the bedroom in front of them. Yeah. All music blaring.
What would be the situation, obviously, because you've been filmed 24 hours, aren't you?
Yeah,
so you've got to remember not to forget yourself, because...
Well, yeah, you've got to carry on being a lady, ain't you, all 24 hours, ain't you? that's the only thing that worried me. And in case they got hidden cameras in the shower, I know what would they?
Yeah. Big Brother, if you're listening, we got you a new contestant.
No cameras in the showers, no.
No.
What about they do the I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here? Would you consider doing that one?
Do you know what? I do any reality TV show, but the only thing with that is I definitely wouldn't eat anything on the trials, so everyone would be starving. So it wouldn't bother me because I just get in that road routine, thinking, right, we're not going to eat.
Yeah. What about the sort of braveness of the celebrity Get Me Out of Here? Obviously, they come across spiders, snakes, all the different insects.
Petrified. So I don't like grass. I don't like plants. I just want the whole world to be concrete. Then we won't have no wasps and no bees and no spiders.
I think that makes it more of good TV to watch, though, doesn't it? If someone's not bothered by the snakes and the spiders, it's boring to watch. Do
you know what? I'd be like a nervous wreck. I would.
I'm a celebrity Get Me Out of Here.
No.
Get them on. So Kelly, obviously you've written your first book. Is there any plans in the future to make any more? Or write any more, sorry?
Do you know what? I don't think I would do any more, obviously, nothing's based on my dad, bless him, because there's no more memories. And I won't keep going over old stuff. I mean, my book has got nothing in it what's in my mum and dad's mind, are all completely different stories. So because he's not here anymore, there's no more stories to be told. I personally would like to do like a little novel.
Yeah.
And that, so I don't know, perhaps I might, put my pen to the paper again and start writing, I don't know. Maybe.
What does the future hold for yourself now, Kelly? Any plans or anything for the future?
I just want an easy life, Now my medication's nearly there. I just want a nice, easy life. I've got 2 dogs. I just like going out for nice walks with them. I've got my children. They're 16. I mean, it ain't going to be long before they're out partying. Yeah. So, and I suppose I will have an easy life then, will I? Just thought about that.
No, you won't. And you get grey hair like me.
Oh, that's going to be a nightmare, isn't it? I just thought about that. No, seriously, I just want people that have got a problem with me. I just want them to leave me alone. All I want to do is just get on with my life, and that's that.
Yeah. Kelly, have you got any words for anyone, like for words of inspiration for anyone that's sort of struggling in life with mental health and stuff?
The only thing that I can really say to them is never put yourself down. Always stand up and stand tall and be proud of yourself. And whatever you think you want to do, go and do it. You can do it. You can achieve it. There isn't a such word as I can't do it. And no, yes you can. You can do anything you want to do. Don't you think I used to crumble? Don't you think I just wanted to stay there and just never do anything? I wanted to give up on my book. I thought, I can't do this. I'm just going to let it go. But no, I carried on and I achieved it. So whatever you want to do in life, please achieve it.
Kelly, is there any words you've got for anyone? Any messages?
Oh, yeah. Right, so where's my great big list? No, I'm joking. So I just want to say hello to the usual crowd, which is Scott, Karen, Prudence and Ruby, Joshua and Chloe, Laura, Lenny, that's the little boy Lenny, not my dad, Sarah, Josie, Zeke. Was there anyone else? I know, and the nice guy, Wing. Thanks, guys, for always supporting, mate.
Kelly, where can people find your book and where can people find your websites and stuff to follow you if they're interested?
Right. My book is worldwide. It is on Amazon, eBay, any other online web shops. It's on there. Also, you can inbox me and get a signed copy straight from me. And Liquid Bullet, you can also ask them and they can get to me and get a signed copy. And everyone on my Facebook group, thank you very much for supporting me, your kind comments all the time. Love you guys.
Kelly, what is the Facebook group called?
It's called My Dad the Governor by Kelly Mclean, the official Lenny Mclean site.
Kelly, we're starting to wind it up there. Thank you ever so much for coming. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck with the book.
Oh, thank you. Novel, yeah. I've got a vivid imagination.
And we'll see you on Big Brother very soon.
We will, yeah. Make sure you vote for me.